Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel Daily English. I am, as always, super excited to be here with you today.
Morning, if you can call it that. Hi everyone. Olivia, where do you get this energy? It's unnatural.
It is called being awake, Alex. But honestly, listeners, Alex's mood right now is the perfect intro for today's topic.
Oh, is it? Are we doing an episode on how to annoy your co-host before he finishes his coffee? Because you're winning.
Nope. We are talking about something huge today. We're calling it morning moods. You know, that mystery of why some of us wake up ready to conquer the world.
And why the rest of us wake up feeling like we've been hit by a bus.
Exactly. It's a real divide. Today, we are going to dig into the why. Is it your DNA? Is it your habits? Or is it just all in your head?
Okay, wait, that's actually interesting. Because I've always felt like, am I wired to be grumpy or am I just doing mornings wrong?
That is the big question. We have a packed episode. We're going to look at the science of chronotypes. Are you a lark or an owl?
I'm definitely an owl. A tired owl.
We're also going to roast those aesthetic morning routines on social media. You know the ones, waking up at 4 a.m. to meditate.
Oh, please. If I wake up at 4 a.m., it's an accident. I can't wait to talk about that. It's so unrealistic.
Right? But it's not just jokes. We're also talking about the social side. How do you handle it when your partner is chatty and you just want silence?
That is a survival skill. I need to take notes on that one. Honestly, I think a lot of listeners struggle with that clash.
Totally. And finally, by the end of this episode, we're going to give you actual real-life hacks to fix your morning mood, even if you hate mornings.
Surreal hacks, not just drink more water. Because if you tell me to breathe air, I'm leaving.
No, real psychological tricks. So whether you are sipping coffee, driving to work, or still lying in bed, stay with us.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. I think I actually need to hear this. Let's do it.
Amazing. Let's dive in.
Let's go.
So let's get right into the moment of truth. The alarm clock. When that sound goes off, Alex, take us there. What is the first thing that goes through your mind?
Pain. Just emotional pain, honestly. I usually think, is this a mistake? Did I set the alarm wrong?
Denial, the first stage of grief.
It is grief. I was so warm, Olivia. The bed is like this magnetic force field. Leaving it feels like physically tearing myself away from happiness.
Wow, that is dramatic. See, for me, and I know you're going to hate this, I hear the alarm and my brain just goes ping.
Ping? Just like that? No suffering?
Not really. Sure, the bed is cozy, but I immediately think about, the coffee I'm going to make or the sun coming through the window. It's like golden retriever energy.
Golden retriever energy. Yeah, that sounds about right. You're basically a puppy waiting for a walk, and I don't know, an old cat that just wants to be left alone under the sofa.
That is the perfect analogy. But there is a name for what you feel. It's called sleep inertia.
Sleep inertia. Okay, that sounds scientific. Makes me feel slightly less lazy. What is it exactly?
Well, it's basically that groggy transition period. Your brainstem is awake, but your prefrontal cortex, the part that does the thinking, is still booting up, like an old computer.
Yes, that's it. My brain is buffering. I'm staring at the wall trying to remember, who I am or what day it is.
Curious, how long does that last for you? 10 minutes?
10 minutes? Try 45, maybe an hour. Until the caffeine hits my bloodstream, I am technically a zombie.
Aw, so during that zombie phase, do you have a routine or do you just stumble around?
I stumble, definitely stumble. I have this path, bed to bathroom to kitchen. I don't turn on any lights. I keep my eyes half closed.
You walk in the dark?
Yes, light is the enemy. If I turn on the big light, oh my God, it hurts. It's too aggressive.
See, I'm the opposite. The first thing I do, literally the first thing, is rip the curtains open. Bam! Sunlight.
You are a monster. That sounds violent.
It wakes you up. It tells your body, hey, produce cortisol, stop the melatonin. It's biology, Alex.
I don't want cortisol. I want my pillow. But, okay, let me ask you this. Do you hit the snooze button? Be honest.
Never. Not once.
You never hit snooze? Are you a robot?
No, I just know that if I hit snooze, I'll feel worse. It's a trap.
Well, I live in that trap. I set like 5 alarms. 7, 7:10, 7:15, 7:17, just in case.
Oh no, that is torture for your brain. You're fragmenting your sleep cycle. You're basically confusing your body every 10 minutes.
I know. Logic tells me you were right. But emotionally, those extra 5 minutes feel like a tiny vacation. It's the best sleep of the night.
It's fake sleep. It's low-quality sleep.
Don't take this away from me, Olivia. It's all I have.
Okay. So let's talk about mood specifically. When you're in that snooze cycle, say if someone speaks to you, say a cheerful roommate.
Danger? High danger.
Curious, what happens? Do you growl?
I just shut down. If someone asks me a complex question before 9 a.m., like, what do you want for dinner? I honestly feel personally attacked.
Attacked? It's just a question.
But my brain can't process it. I'm still trying to figure out how to put socks on. I can't plan dinner. It feels overwhelming.
That makes sense. Your processing speed is low, so silence is golden for you.
Duh, silence is beautiful. Just the sound of the coffee machine. That's the only acceptable noise.
Meanwhile, I'm usually listening to a podcast or music while I brush my teeth. I need stimulation.
Ugh, stimulation. Ugh. You know, listening to you describes your morning, it sounds like a different planet.
It is, but here's the crazy part. Why? Why are we on different planets? Is it just habit?
I mean, I've tried to be like you. I really have. I tried the wake up early and smile thing.
And how did it go?
I fell asleep standing up in the shower. It was a disaster.
Oh my God. So maybe it's not just about trying harder.
Right. It feels deeper, like it's in my bones.
Mystery tone. Well, you might be right. It could be your chronotype.
What?
Chronotypes. It's the biology of larks and owls, and we're going to dive deep into that in the next part.
Relieved. Good, because I need a scientific excuse for my grumpiness. Let's hear it.
So, Alex, you said you felt like your grumpiness was in your bones. Well, science says you are actually right.
I knew it. Please tell me more. Vindicate me, Olivia.
It's called a chronotype. Basically, it's your body's internal clock. It's genetic. You don't choose to be a night owl or a morning lark. It's literally written in your DNA.
Oh, thank goodness. So when my mom used to yell at me for sleeping in, it was actually genetic discrimination?
I mean, technically, yes. Think about it evolutionarily. Back in the caveman days, we couldn't all sleep at the same time.
Wait, why not?
Because of predators, the lions and bears. The tribe needed some people, the larks, to be awake in the morning to hunt, but they also needed the owls, like you, to stay awake late and guard the fire.
No way. So I'm not lazy, I'm a protector. I am a guardian of the tribe.
Exactly. You are a hero, Alex. You are designed to protect us from the tigers at 2 a.m.
Well, sadly, there are no tigers in my apartment at 2 a.m. Just me watching YouTube videos. But I like this theory. I'm going to use it.
But here's the problem. We don't live in caves anymore. We live in a society that is designed exclusively for morning larks.
Yes, it is a tyranny. Everything starts at 8 or 9 a.m. Work, school, appointments. It's all geared towards you morning people.
It's true. Scientists call it social jet lag.
Social jet lag?
Yeah, it's the difference between when your body wants to sleep and when society forces you to be awake. So for you, waking up at 7 a.m. feels like waking up at 3 a.m. for me.
That is exactly how it feels. It feels unnatural. I'm physically present at the meeting, but my soul is still in bed.
So, do you think night owls are misunderstood?
Completely. People think we are undisciplined. You know the saying, the early bird catches the worm.
A classic.
I hate that saying. The early bird catches the worm. Well, what if I don't want the worm? Maybe I want the mouse that comes out at night.
I don't want the worm. Fair point. But there is research showing that night owls tend to be more creative.
Oh, really? Go on. Feed my ego.
It's true. While I'm asleep at 10 p.m., your brain is actually peaking in creativity. That's why you get those random bursts of energy to write or work late at night.
That is actually true. My best ideas always come at midnight. But the problem is, I still have to wake up at 7 a.m. for the podcast.
That's the struggle. You're burning the candle at both ends. So knowing this, knowing it's genetic, does it make you feel better about your morning rage?
A little bit. It helps to know I'm not broken. But it doesn't change the fact that I need help to function.
Help? You mean chemicals?
I mean the magic bean juice. Coffee.
Ah, yes, the owl's best friend.
It's not just a friend, Olivia. It's a life support system. If we're going to talk about surviving the morning, we have to talk about caffeine.
Oh, we are going there. Part 3 is all about the rituals. Coffee versus water versus whatever natural thing I do.
If you say you wake up with fresh air, I'm going to scream.
You'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned, guys. We're brewing the next segment right now. Okay, Alex. We established that you are a genetically grumpy night owl. But let's talk about your life support system.
Ah, yes. The holy grail. The elixir of life. Coffee.
You talk about it like it's a religious experience. Is it really that deep, or are you just addicted?
Olivia, it is not just a drink. It is a ritual. It's the only thing that separates me from the animals.
The animals?
No, really. Picture this. I stumble into the kitchen. I am blind. I am weak. And then I press the button. The machine whirs. And that smell?
The smell of fresh coffee is actually amazing. I'll give you that.
It's the smell of hope. It tells my brain, help is on the way. Honestly, I think the smell wakes me up more than the actual caffeine.
That's actually scientific. Pavlovian conditioning. Your brain associates the smell with the energy kick. But how much are we talking here? 1 cup?
1 cup? That's cute. Now, 1 cup is to open my left eye. The 2nd cup is to open my right eye. By the 3rd cup, I can speak English.
3 cups before you even start work? Alex, your poor heart.
My heart loves it. It beats faster. That means it's working.
You are impossible. See, my ritual is totally different. I wake up and the first thing I drink is...
Let me guess. Warm water with lemon?
Yes, it's fantastic for your metabolism. It flushes out the toxins.
Flushes out the toxins. Olivia, that sounds like punishment. Why would you punish yourself first thing in the morning?
It's refreshing. It hydrates you. You've been sleeping for 8 hours. Your body is dehydrated. Coffee just dehydrates you more.
I don't care about hydration. I care about survival. If I drink warm water, I think I would just fall back asleep out of boredom.
You need natural adrenaline. Do you know what I do after the water? I do 10 jumping jacks.
No, you don't.
I do. Gets the blood flowing, natural energy. No jitters, no crash later.
That is the most terrifying thing I have ever heard. Jumping jacks? I get dizzy if I stand up too fast.
That's because of all the coffee. But seriously, have you ever tried to quit just to see what happens?
I tried once in 2018. It was a dark day.
What happened?
The headache. It was behind my eyes, Olivia, a throbbing, angry headache. And I was so mean. I think I made a barista cry just by looking at him.
The caffeine withdrawal headache is real. It's because the blood vessels in your brain are dilating.
Exactly. So now I just accept it. I am a coffee person. It is part of my personality. You know those mugs that say, "Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee"?
Yeah?
That is my biography. That is my truth.
I think a lot of people rely on that ritual to handle the stress of the morning. It's a moment of peace before the chaos starts.
Yes, that's it. It's 5 minutes where nobody wants anything from me except the mug.
But what happens when the coffee doesn't work or when the stress is too much?
What do you mean?
I mean the morning dread. Waking up and immediately feeling anxious about the day. Even coffee can't fix that.
Oh, yeah, that hits hard. The Sunday scaries, but on a Tuesday.
Exactly. That feeling of, I can't do this today. Let's talk about that in the next part, the psychology of morning anxiety.
Yeah, I think we all feel that sometimes. Even me with my 3 cups. Let's get into it.
Okay, Alex, I want to pivot a little bit. We joked about being tired, but what about when it's not just tiredness? What about the dread?
Oh, wow. Yeah, the dread. That feeling where you wake up and your heart is already beating fast?
Exactly. Scientists say cortisol is naturally high in the morning to wake us up, but for some people, it just feels like pure panic.
It really does. It's like I open my eyes and my brain immediately says, "You are behind, you are failing, everything is wrong."
That sounds awful. Do you think there's a specific trigger for that, or does it just happen?
Honestly, I think I trigger it myself because the first thing I do, literally the first thing, is reach for my phone.
Alex, no, we talked about this. That is the golden rule of what not to do.
I know, but it's an addiction. My hand just goes to the nightstand automatically. I need to know if the world ended while I was asleep.
The world is fine, but when you look at that screen, emails, bad news, Twitter fights, you are flooding your brain with stress before you even stretched.
You're right. I'm basically inviting the chaos into my bed. I see an email from my boss and suddenly, boom, my mood is ruined.
Exactly. You're starting your day in reaction mode. You are reacting to everyone else's demands instead of creating your own peace.
Reaction mode. That's actually a terrifying way to describe it, but it's accurate. So what, do I just stare at the wall?
No, you get an old school alarm clock. The ones that just go beep, and you leave your phone in the kitchen.
Leave it in the kitchen? Overnight? Olivia, that sounds like separation anxiety waiting to happen.
It's freedom, Alex. Just try it for 20 minutes. Wake up, brush your teeth, make your coffee, then check the phone.
20 minutes of silence. My brain might actually explode from the boredom.
It won't. You can replace the scrolling with something else. Maybe just sit or stretch.
Oh, sure, I'll just sit there and contemplate my existence. That won't make me anxious at all.
It's better than doom scrolling. Trust me, it lowers the cortisol.
Fine, I will try the no phone rule tomorrow. But if I miss a lottery winner notification, I am blaming you personally.
Deal. I'll take that risk.
But wait, does this actually work for you? Or do you sneak a peek at Instagram?
Honestly, 90% of the time it works, but sometimes I slip up, and I always regret it.
Okay, good. You're human. I was worried for a second.
We're all human. It's about building the habit.
Okay. Tomorrow, phone in the kitchen. I can do this. I think.
Yes, you can. I believe in you.
We'll see.
Speaking of Instagram, can we please talk about the morning routine trend? The videos I mean.
Oh, please don't get me started. Watch me wake up at 4:30 a.m. and be perfect. I hate them.
They are everywhere. I drink my green juice. I journal for 45 minutes. I do Pilates.
And they never have puffy eyes. How? When I wake up, I look like a pufferfish. These people look like models.
It's the filters, Alex. But honestly, does watching that stuff make you feel inspired or just bad.
It makes me feel like a failure. Seriously, I'm watching this girl make a gourmet acai bowl, and I'm eating a stale bagel over the sink.
A stale bagel over the sink. That is such a vivid image.
It's efficient, less crumbs. But really, it sets this impossible standard. If you aren't productive by 6 a.m., you're lazy.
Totally. It's hustle culture wrapped in a pretty aesthetic. But here's the truth. That is their highlight reel. It's not their real life.
Are you sure? Because their apartments are always so clean. Where's the laundry pile? Everyone has a laundry pile.
Whispering conspiratorially, they pushed the pile out of the camera frame. Trust me.
Okay, that makes me feel better. So, what is your reality, Miss Morning Person? Is it always yoga and sunshine?
Oh gosh, no. Yesterday, I couldn't find my other sock. I spent 10 minutes tearing the bedroom apart, screaming, "Where are you?"
Yes, chaos. I love hearing that.
And then I realized I hadn't turned the dishwasher on, so I had no clean spoons. I stirred my coffee with a fork.
A fork, that is tragic. Olivia, you are one of us.
See? It's not always pretty, but on Instagram, I would only post the coffee, not the fork.
That's the problem, right? We compare our behind-the-scenes chaos to everyone else's trailer.
Exactly. We need to normalize the messy morning.
We should start a trend. #messy morning. Just photos of unmade beds and burnt toast.
I would follow that account. It would be so healing.
Yeah, just accepting that it's okay to struggle a bit. You don't have to win the morning every single day.
You really don't. Sometimes just getting out the door is the win.
Amen to that.
So, no green juice for you tomorrow.
Unless it's a lime and a margarita, absolutely not.
Fair enough. Okay, moving on to something tricky. Socializing. You live with a roommate, right, Alex?
I do. His name is Ben, and let me tell you, Ben is a morning lark on steroids.
Oh no, that sounds like a dangerous combination with you.
It is a war zone. The guy, he whistles. He actually whistles while he makes eggs.
Whistling? That's kind of cheerful and cute.
Olivia, it is not cute. At 7:15 a.m., hearing zippity-doo-dah makes me want to commit a crime. It hurts my soul.
So what do? Do you yell at him?
I try to give him the look. You know, the eyes half open, death stare.
Does he notice?
No! He just says, "Good morning, buddy. Sleep well?" with this giant grin. He is immune to my hatred.
This is a classic personality clash. The Energizer Bunny versus the Grumpy Bear. You need a strategy.
I do. Please help me. I can't keep living like this.
You have to use your words, Alex, but not in the moment. Talk to him later when you're both awake.
And say what? Stop being happy?
No, say, "Hey, Ben, I love your energy, but my brain is really sensitive in the morning. Could we have a quiet hour until 9 a.m.?
A quiet hour, like in a library?
Exactly. Set a boundary. It's not about him being annoying. It's about you needing space to boot up.
I guess that sounds reasonable. I usually just grunt and hide in my room.
Grunting is not communication. He probably thinks you just have a stomachache.
Probably. He did offer me tea once because I was making noises.
See? He's trying to be nice. You have to meet him halfway.
Okay, fine. Communication. Ben, please zip it until I've had coffee. I can do that.
And what about partners? It's even harder if you share a bed.
Oh, God. If someone tried to cuddle me at 6 a.m., I think I would roll off the bed on purpose.
You need a no-touch policy, too.
100%. I need a force field around me until the caffeine hits.
It's all about respect. Respecting his energy and him respecting your need for slow entry into the day.
Respect and silence. Mostly silence.
Good luck with Ben. We covered a lot.
I hope you found at least one tip to try tomorrow morning.
Just remember, my grumpiness saves lives. You're welcome.
Tell us in the comments, are you Team Olivia or Team Alex?
Team Alex, leave a coffee emoji, and please like and subscribe. I need the caffeine money.
Thanks for hanging out. Have a fantastic morning.
Bye. Going back to sleep now.